Hi, good morning. How are you? I hope you're doing great. My name is Betsarim. Most of you are familiar with me, but if you're new around here, that's my name. And I am doing Rock Your Power Talks, and they are about thrive, abundance. We are taking new, fresh perspectives on everyday things that are affecting us. And I usually get inspiration from my newsfeed or conversations I'm having during that week. And yesterday I got this really interesting exchange with somebody that I don't know that thought it was very important for them to get in my Facebook Messenger and write me an essay. I don't mean that meanly, and I don't mean it sarcastically. I thought it was really interesting. They really needed to tell me, and it felt like they needed me to agree with them. And the argument was about being able to discuss, have differences of opinion, and still be respectful. And he wasn't respectful. And I told him, you're disrespecting me, and you're not using a single curse word. But before we get into that, I just want to talk a little bit more about a few other things. If you're new here, I'm currently recovering from an injury I had. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it every single time. And before I start, because it starts to like hurt. Every time I sit down, usually I'm not sitting at my desk, so I don't have to sit this way. So every time I start a video, pain starts to like build up. And so I'm doing something about it today. I also get a little bit nervous talking to people on a camera and there's nobody there or only one person. It weirds me out. I'm still getting over whether people want to see these or whether it serves anyone. So, that's me. So I use this Valor and I'm going to put it on my hand because I have a bruise right here. It's pretty painful and my skin is also peeling, but I can't do anything yet because I can't put my arm in water. So right now it's going to have to be dry skin. I put some stuff on it to help it. I'm going to try avocado oil today. The other day I was using coconut oil. Let's see, just a drop before we start. That gives me a chance to like warm up mentally. I know what I'm going to say already, but it's a little nerve-wracking to talk to people. It's different than having a personal conversation, that's for sure. And I really like to talk to people. I enjoy meeting people out, and right now I don't meet that many people because I'm mostly home recovering and stuff. And I see my kids mostly, and my husband, and my kid's dad is helping us out, so he's also around a lot. But today I actually visited a choir. I went to check out a choir in the neighborhood, and it was really nice. They sing folk music, Irish folk music, and I loved it. I really did. I don't know if I'm going to join. I'm still thinking about it because it's 3 times a month in the morning, and I don't know if I'm going to have time. That's the thing about, transition, because, I don't know how long I'm going to be dealing with my injury, and I also don't know if I can commit to the hours. I like to know in advance so that I don't like skip out or cancel halfway, those kind of things. So I'm still thinking about it, but it was really nice. I came out really happy and very positive, and so I love the people. They were really nice, all like way older than me, but I loved it. I just loved it. So yeah, the topic for today, respect. Find out what it means to. I think respect means something different to everyone. Even though people like to say that they know what it means, they have no idea what respect means. I see that very often in conversations on social media, that one, people cannot deal with somebody who does not agree with them. In fact, they jump on the fact, truth, absolute argument right away. And it's kind of sad because you miss out on just respecting each other. And respect is not what people think. I'm sorry. Most people think that respect is following these social norms of being polite. Politeness is not respect. Let me tell you, respect is honor. honoring a person. An honor is a lot bigger than just treating people with politeness. Politeness is actually social decorum. And let me talk about it in simple terms. In Papiamento, we have a saying, Bumama at sinyabo manera, bumamong sinyabo manera. You didn't teach any manners, your mom didn't teach you any manners. Manners is politeness. Manners have to do with socially acceptable behavior in large groups and towards authority figures that are usually enforced in the society. So your neighborhood, your country, your culture is going to dictate what you consider good manners. But manners are not respect, because manners vary, they fluctuate, and we can't say that just because in a certain culture. For example, this is one that I always found very interesting. In Asian countries, when you're eating, in manners, table manners, they consider slurping the best compliment. There are some groups, I'm not sure which ones right now off the top of my head, but I remember learning about this, that they consider slurping when you're eating your soup like super awesome compliment to the chef. But there are actually cultures where if you slurp at the table, it's like, what a savage. And they want to kick you out. They don't want you there. Or they get rude. They feel really insulted. And then they claim you were disrespectful. But that's not lack of respect. That's just lack of certain manners acceptable in that culture. No one has to follow your expectations of social behavior. Let me tell you that again. No one has to follow your expectations of social behavior. No one has to do things the way you say. Yo, if you're sitting at a table and you're eating with fork and knife, the only people that you can correct are your children. Those are the only people that you can call out because you are training them to follow your way of thinking. And if that's your choice, then you're going to alert them. Now, if you want to enter certain social circles, you're going to train their manners, their social constructs. Like, for example, you will train not to burp at the table because, the French don't accept that. But that's not respect. That is just choosing to behave in a way that is acceptable in a group. Respect goes way deeper. It goes way deeper. It is even more important than manners. You could burp at my table and I could go, ew, gross, and not feel disrespected because I don't have anything to say about your manners. They're yours. I might not like them. I don't agree with them and I don't do them. But that's it. But disrespect would be when people violate each other's boundaries or each other's things or each other's needs. For example, this guy that wrote me, I could have immediately told him, get the fuck out, don't talk to me, I don't have anything to talk to you about. Because that's my freedom. This is my space. I have no responsibility towards you. I don't need to listen to your blah, blah, blah. Because you obviously don't care. You don't want to accept another person's point of view. You just want to push yours. That's lack of respect. Because respect is being sensitive that where our rights end and another starts. Respect acknowledges another person's space, boundaries, their own, for example, you respect a woman, you're not going to try to strip her against her will. You're not going to catcall her if she says, you know what, I'm not okay with you calling me this or that or looking at me that way. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your wife. I'm not interested. Stop it. Stop sexually harassing me. Respect is about honoring people's boundaries. And this person didn't respect mine because when he started yammering, I told him, okay, I see your point. However, this is what I think. and I don't agree with you. But, it's okay for you to think the way you do. Have a great night. And he continued to message me on and on and on and on. The fact is, and this is so, and you have to admit, and go ahead and be an idiot. And I was like, no, dude. I told him, you did not curse at me, but you've disrespected me over and over and over again. And he goes, no, I didn't, because I didn't use any bad words. And I'm like, what are you, 5? Bad words. Listen, profanity is part of life. Profanity is an intense expression verbally. It is the equivalent of Arr! Some people go Arr! And some people go fuck you. That's just it's profanity is an expression of intense emotion. It is not part of, arguments. People often confuse the two and get insulted that somebody else has an emotional reaction to what they're saying or what they're doing. Well, guess what? Those things that people are having emotional reactions to you is not your problem. You should get to go like, okay, well, so that bugs you. I don't agree with you, man. Goodbye. Yeah, sure. Maybe you think they're being rude. I get that. You don't like being called, you don't like hearing that what you just said or the thing you just read or the article you just shared or whatever is bullshit to them, because that's their perspective. It's their point of view. It's nothing else than that. And I was like, this guy, I don't know him. Never talked to him before. I wasn't in a conversation with him. I was an onlooker. What's that in Dutch? Profanity? Profanity is uitschelden. Ja, in Holland uitschelden. Nou, misschien uitschelden, maar I think uitschelden is worse than profanity, because uitschelden is when you verbally attack somebody else. Want je scheldt hun uit. Weet je? Potverdorie, kankerleier. Yeah, that's personal attack. So it's not the same as profanity. But profanity is saying good. Weet je? I don't know how to express it in Dutch in a way that's not personal, because when you intend in your intention, and that's the thing, guys, understand, and I'm sharing this, I understand from what I'm looking at is that in intention, what people mean to do is very difficult to understand or to feel without follow-up. Like, somebody tells you something in the heat of the moment in their anger, that's not a really good place to go, what do you mean? But it is a good place for you to go, I don't know what he means, so I don't care. It's like, okay, dude. Like, when I was a kid, I used to be bullied by this big Dutch guy. He was like 2 years older than me, and he was tall. Really tall. Roderick. Roderick would violate my personal space. He would push me against the wall, put his leg between my legs, and go, Peter, vind je niet leuk? Vieze dikke meid. I don't even remember what he used to say, but he used to insult me. And I hated it. But I didn't understand what he was saying. Like, kankerleier en krijg de tyfus. I mean, I didn't even know what that was. I was 9. I was new to Dutch. And I'm like, kankerleier. Kankerleier, what the hell is that? And when I was older, and I went, kankerleider. So, cancer. Cancer patient. I thought, he called me a cancer patient. That's like, krijg de tyfus is get the tyfus. So he was, telling me what the equivalent of what I say now, which I'm working on not saying, is jump off a bridge and die. Because that was pretty mean. I'm working on it. I'm gonna say it. And if I get mad at somebody and I want to push him off a bridge, I say jump off a bridge and die. But honest here. I mean, we all do it. You guys all curse. A curse is another one. But it's also like, saying something vulgary. How do you say it in Dutch? I'm getting trouble on my YouTube because they all say, why aren't you making English Spanish videos? And I'm like, oh my God, do I have to make 4 videos in 4 different languages? Guys, I mean, it's 2 of you watching. Sorry. Stuff I shouldn't be talking about. But yeah, going back on this guy. He wanted to prove to me that the fact remains that that guy was out of line because he was disrespectful, because he said that the statement made officially that they were debating on was bullshit. I kind of agreed with the guy that said it was bullshit because I can see why he said that. He's saying that this person who said, whatever they said, they were just saying something. They didn't mean it. They didn't truly believe what they were saying. They were just bisa pa bisa, like they say in Dutch. She was just spitting out BS, making a fanfare because everyone else is making a fanfare. It was very obvious. I read it. I was like, they're very obviously attention seeking. And I wasn't going to comment on it, except I saw this thing going, like people were calling this guy an idiot because he doesn't love the island. I'm like, meh. All he said was that person's opinion, and it's lies. It's just lies. And teach your kids not to. Well, yeah. I think that we have to learn that and come to the place where we embrace it. I don't do that in front of the kids. But, they're probably watching me. There's a meme going around, right? Like, it's not true that your kids follow your example because I clean up every day and I do this every day and that every day and they don't clean their rooms and they don't do this. But let me say the word fuck once and suddenly they talk it. They use it. That's a meme. I don't know. I know I explained it too much and it's not funny anymore when I said it, but it's out there. And my point being that, we do our best with all the best intentions, and then they are responsible for what they choose. I'm going to say this out loud. It's just like that. And the same thing with what we say in our opinions. There's like what we mean and what we intend, and then there's what other people understand and perceive, and that's a whole other world out there. It's not your responsibility. And if people want to make it your responsibility, like this guy wanted to make it my responsibility that I had to change my opinion. He didn't stop. It's preposterous. I was like, okay, now I understand why other people found me annoying, because I was sure that it was this way and that way. And it doesn't, As long as people are able to respect people and to respect yourself, means to accept people and accept yourself. For example, I had a friend that I cut off. I told him I can't be friends with them anymore. I don't trust them. I can't trust them anymore. I love them. I want everything that's good for them, but I don't trust them to be, in contact. I don't want to be in touch with them. I don't want them looking into my life. I don't trust them right now. And that's just it. Everything they told me, I had a lot of question marks behind what they said. And there was a lot of lies in there, and I don't know where they came from. And I honestly did not think it would be respectful of me to question everything she feels and thinks and believes about this matter. It was like, well, this is what she wants to believe. This is the story she's telling herself. There's a lot of things she's forgetting, but it is not my job to convince her otherwise. I accept this is what she thinks. This is what she believes, and done. And then I have to forgive myself because I accepted that. I also had to accept that for me that meant I don't trust you and I don't want to be in touch. I don't want to be in touch. I don't want to be talking to you. I don't want to be excited and coming to talk to you, because in the back of my head I'm always going to be like, this is going to be used against me. That's what happened because of the problem that we had. Now, I had to respect myself because I had to accept that's where I'm at. And I had to tell her, listen, I have to respect myself and I forgive myself for not being ready to overlook this, to get over it, to be okay with it. I can't. Not gonna do it. Sorry. I've done it too many times. And let me see. I'm gonna read it in a minute. And sometimes, but I did not tell her, your opinion is wrong, you have a bunch of lies there, you are making excuses, that's not how it went down. I didn't attack any of what she believes because I respect her. I respect her point of view. It's not my point of view. I can't agree with it. But that's it. That's what you think. Okay. No problem. This is what I think. This is what I'm going to do. My space to take my own decisions. And I also backed out completely because I did not want to have an argument about, oh yeah, but blah, blah, this is what you always do. I get accused even more because most people, my experience are that when you tell them, I can't trust you. Yeah, I'm going to read it a minute. Kim, I'm reading it. About this guy not the guy, about the things that happened. Well, this person's still defending themselves. And I think that's the problem. We cannot respect each other because we are taking almost every conversation and exchange as a fight to the death to defend ourselves. And you know what? I don't have to defend myself anymore. People don't like what I think? No problem. They can scroll. People don't like what I'm saying? They can turn off the video. They can unfollow. They can delete me. They can block me. I'll find new people. There's new people every day who want to talk to you. That's just the way the world works. You don't have to be tied up with people you don't like. And respecting yourself means that. It means honoring what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. And if you honor yourself, listen, this is the bottom line. There are too many people doing this. I'm not happy with my life. I'm not happy with the world. And I have to have my word to change someone's opinion or force them to believe what I believe so that I'll feel better for 5 seconds. Because if you feel like you won the argument, you're going to feel great for about 5 seconds. Not even 5 minutes. 5 seconds. Like, yes, I showed her. That guy, I left him talk. I didn't say anything anymore. Walked away. And then I told him, quantum physics shows that everything is possible all at the same time, depending on the observer. So if you see it that way, you believe it to be that way, it's going to be true for you. So I don't have to argue with you. It's true. I love Sadhguru. Sadhguru says, one of those memes is flying around, but I've seen his videos. And he said, wisdom is learning to agree with people. And even be. Something like that. And then the guy says, I don't agree with that. And he says, you're right. And I thought it's genius if you think about it. Let people be right. Let them think that, that their point of view is the most important thing in the world, because guess what? To them it is. And, if someone doesn't agree with you, learn to walk away with, going like, okay, they think differently. It shouldn't be that hard. Respect is not that hard. Respect is just acceptance. We accept you. You said A, B, Y. Well, that's not the order of the alphabet. That common? Stuff it. Doesn't matter. They said A, B, Y. You say A, B, C. They say A, B, Y. Whatever. They have a purpose for it. They have a use for it. You don't. Maybe 200 people agree with you, 2,000 people agree with you, 2 million people agree with you, but those people aren't there with you. They don't matter. The only person that matters in that moment that you're sharing is the person in front of you that took the time to listen to you. And a lot of people don't realize you are not feeling disrespected because of the curse word, because they said bullshit, because they said that's stupid. No, you're feeling disrespected because you don't feel heard. If you don't feel heard, maybe it's time to consider, how often do you hear people out? I've had to ask myself that question a lot lately. I've had to ask myself that question a lot lately in almost every conversation. And I'm learning as I get better at it because I'm not great at it. I'm very opinionated. Wait a minute. Let me see what Kim said. Kim, I'm scrolling up. Okay. Like a child, not getting your opinion is different. Or if you just don't know about something, but according to the child, you must. Yes. Well, I think children are not that strong with their opinion yet. Children in general, they are open. But what you mean is when kids are like throwing tantrums because they want ice cream and they want it now, and you're like, no, it's dinner time, you're not getting ice cream. Then they're like demanding it. And yeah, that is kind of like an emotional tantrum. It's acceptable for children. It's actually lack of the ability to accept. I've read a lot about it. Actually, I had a book change my perspective on this completely. It's called The Christ's Letters, and it's a video, and there's videos on YouTube reading it out, but you can read it as a PDF as well online. And I like when it talks about the psychology of people. So we are tormented by our ability or by our inability to accept or our need to reject. The more we reject something, the more pain we experience. The less we reject something, the more bliss we experience. Yeah, exactly. That's a tantrum. He was being like a child. You have to agree with me. You have to give me what I want. What I want is for you to tell me I'm right. And he's demanding it because he is in that frame of mind of rejecting, accepting. He rejects other people's point of view vehemently. And because of that, he demands that I accept that he's right to reject. And anyway, I'm letting him be. I'm not responding anymore. I'm not giving any more fodder to the fire. But I find it interesting now looking from the other side of the coin, because I used to argue like that. I should just walk in, tell people, no, it is this way, fact. Boom! You gotta believe me. And if you don't, you're an idiot. I've done that. I've done that a lot. Basically, my whole life, that's how Jehovah's Witnesses argue. Oh, you don't want to believe what the Bible really says? Well, guess what? Satan is your father, and God is going to destroy you, you dumbass. They don't say dumbass, but they think it. Same thing. And they think that a lot of religious people are in that vein. And actually, there's a lot of spiritualists also in that vein. Because the moment you disagree with them, boom, you're toxic. Narcissist, boom, you're proud. And I'm like, you realize you just changed religions, but you're exactly the same, right? Yeah. I don't tell them. I think about it. And then I go, what did I learn from this? For me! Because, everything that's happening around you, literally everything that's happening around you, I'm going to repeat this. Every single thing that's happening around you is for your education, for your growth. It's the stuff you need to deal with, not them. I'm not making this video for that guy. That guy's not even going to see it because he's on my other profile talking to me over there. He's not even my friend. And I don't need him to come here or talk to me because it's not the point. The point is not his point of view. The point is a lesson that I took away from the fact that he was unwilling to accept when I said, well, I see it differently, but I'll tell you a story about being a Jehovah's Witness, but I don't agree because of this. And I see it like this, but it's okay for you to think what you think. I mean, I can see why you say it, but I don't see it that way. And then he had to hit me with the word fact like 10 times, and I'm like... So, Kim made a comment. I must have been one hell of a Jehovah's Witness. I don't know what one hell of a Jehovah's Witness really means, but I can tell you what I was like. I was 3.5 years old, knocking on people's doors with my grandparents and my parents, opening the Bible and quoting and telling people that if they didn't follow Jehovah, they would be destroyed. I was 3. I still remember it. This lady opened the door. She would never talk to the grown-ups. She was like, I'm talking to the grown-ups. But she saw a little girl with a Bible, really cute, going, Buenos dias. And she went, I'm intrigued. Okay, I'll open the door to you. And that's what I told her. Armageddon is coming and they're going to kill you. And growing up, I'm a girl, right? In a lot of conservative Christian groups, women don't teach. They're not teachers. They don't lead in the organization. They're never on stage alone giving a speech like I'm doing right now. And I think I was 16 or 17 when one of the elders, the leaders, came to me and he flat out said, if you were male, you would already have authority in here. You would be, my opinions. You would be like talking there. Well, yeah, look, my high school friends, the people I hung out with a lot, they considered me a bit of an extremist. Topic of religion was a topic that was very, very difficult for everyone because I would get poignant, very, very sharp, very harsh. And I think that a lot of times things get lost because you care about people, but you have your world structure completely organized. You know, if you don't do this, then you will blah, blah. And then you are blah, blah. So Jehovah's Witnesses have a math problem, it's an equation. The equation is, if you're not a Jehovah's Witness, you're not God's friend. If you're not God's friend, you are of Satan's kingdom. And if you're of Satan's kingdom, then your father is the father of the lie, so you're a liar. You love wickedness. You are cruel, hateful, sinful, wicked, and deserving of judgment and destruction. And this comes out in the conversation. So I might care about the person sitting in front of me. I might do anything to help them. I might have already done that. I might have fed them. I might have taken them places. I might have, put them ahead of me and never treated them bad and never ignored them. But when I talked about my belief, they know that equation is there. So I had a friend, same friend I cut off now, many years ago. We've been friends since I'm 15. That's how long I know her. So 19 years of my life. But we had an argument and she does not remember what the argument was about. Yeah, you're doomed, exactly. She remembers that bottom line, what she heard, what she felt was that I told her Satan was her father and she was a Satanist and she was into sacrifices. I never told her that that's who she was, but because of my belief system and how it's structured and how it's worded, that's what she took away. And that is what I communicated. And that's really the message that they say. The thing is that you're indoctrinated so deeply. I mean, I was born into it. It's like being born in Finland and versus being born in, America, Venezuela. You only speak Spanish, you call cheese queso, and then in Finland is another word for cheese, and maybe no one eats cheese where you live or whatever other customs. You don't know anything else. There's nothing else. So what happens is it is impossible for you to communicate from any other way. It's been unlearning, it's been unwinding, and it's still in process to come out of that cult indoctrination. And cult is just a short word for culture, you guys. Listen to me. I talk about being an ex-Jehovah's Witness and a cult escapee, but all of us are part of certain groups of culture that have a level of indoctrination. Let me say that again. Yeah, that's definitely when we say you can be saved if you let Jehovah come to you. Actually, what they say is you will be saved if you come to Jehovah. So you have to come to him. He's there waiting for you. He's there waiting for you. Filing his nails. Oh yeah, that kid over there. He sings birthdays and he does Christmas and Halloween. He likes Satan too much. I'm over here. I'm Jehovah. He's coming. He has to come to me. I'm not gonna go save him. You know what the funny part is? As I grew up, I started to connect things that I was never allowed to connect when I was a kid. You would never dare to do that. You don't question what you're taught. You're not the authority. You don't have Holy Spirit. You don't know. You're in darkness. So you don't question. But as I got older, very recently mostly, started to question certain things. Like the Bible says in Psalms, when it talks about who God is, like God without a name on it, without mostly El, Adonai, and Elohim, which are Father. Elohim is a title, but it's actually a kind of archangel, which the Christians don't teach. And it talks about God, and it says, who makes it rain on both the wicked and the righteous. So this other God that a lot of Christian Abrahamic biblical teaching, groups teach, is a God that's sitting over here like Santa Claus. He knows who's naughty and who's nice, and he's not going to bring you any presents. He's going to bring you a piece of coal or some kind of punishment if you're not nice. And that picture is complete opposite of what's really described in most of the Bible, except for the law books. And I have a whole view on that. And I don't say take my word for it. I always say do your own research if you are interested. I mean, you don't have to be spiritual and biblical. You can be spiritual and something else. Naturalist, humanist, astro, whatever, ist, alienist, herbalist, druidist, I don't know, shamanic. As long as you're focusing on doing better and growing and being more loving and sharing more light into the world, I think, all these ideas that we put in our heads to beat our chests and say, I'm better, that's actually the way to be bitter. So I hope that there was something in this video today that resonated with you. And if not, next time. And if not, too bad. That's okay. I mean, I just shared. And thank you for listening. And have a great day. Bye.